I would say that that is a cracking amount on there, and we got to do that. Now look at that. That is British fish pie made right there. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing fish pie. It's been around for absolutely eons. It dates way back. And once upon a time, that sounds like a fairy tale, once upon a time it started with a whole fish encased in pastry, and it's changed and evolved over the years to what we know it as today. We are making the modern version, which we all know today, and it is a fantastic recipe. In here I have a fantastic selection of fish. I've got salmon, I've got smoked haddock from Scotland, I've got some white fish, and the white fish I'm using is sea bream or barramundi, and I have some shrimp which I've already deveined and taken the shells off. That is our selection of fish. So this is going to be a fantastic flavoursome pie. Now don't forget, when making anything, if you don't like salmon, don't put it in. If you don't like haddock, don't put it in. Put whatever you want in instead. It's a fish pie. Make it up with fish, whether it's monkfish, cod, haddock, pollock, anything, whatever you use. So that's our fish. What we have to do, I've already boiled some eggs, by the way, because a fish pie, they say, is not a fish pie without boiled eggs. I think that's up to the individual. You either put them in or you don't. Who cares? A fish pie has fish in. There you go. Right, we've got some potatoes. Now we got to get the potatoes on. You know, the potatoes are for mashing. We want a mashed top on a creamy fish pie. So it's a straightforward job as per usual, you know. Get a pan with some water in. And all we're going to do is peel and dice our potatoes for mashing. So either use a peeler or use a knife. Just peel away and then cube up your potatoes for mashing. So we'll take our potato and we want to be dicing it up roughly the same in the pan of water. Do that with all your potatoes. I've got the potatoes on behind me, look. We're going to take an onion and we're just going to quarter it. And then we're going to take some cloves and we're going to stick the cloves in the onion. Now don't worry if the onion falls to pieces or anything like that. We are going to use this to infuse some milk. Now ideally, by putting the cloves in like this, they will stay in there, release their flavour into the milk, and we can just drain it all out in one go. We're after the flavoured milk to make a bit of a white sauce, and we will strain it because these do tend to drop out as well. Now we want a good pint of milk or so in there. Oh, I'm going to put all that in. And then we're going to put our cloves with our onion in there. Turn on the flame and we're going to boil, simmer. So bring it up to the boil and then simmer for 10 minutes with a little occasional stir, just so the milk doesn't burn on the pan. Okay, so whilst that's coming to the boil, let's talk fish. Okay, now in here, this is sea bream or barramundi. Now what we are going to do is cube all our fish. You don't have to. You know, you could boil it all in the milk, chuck it all in your tray that you're going to cook it in your dish, and you can pull it all apart with 2 forks if you wanted. However, I don't want bits of fish all over. I'd like chunks of fish round in my pie. See, that's one thing about cooking, you know. You alter it to how you feel, how you want in your dish. No hard and fast rules, just keep safe. So that's our cubed up fish there, look. We'll just put that back in there for now. Now this is haddock. Beautiful smoked haddock all the way from Scotland. Beautiful, beautiful. The thing is with this, it's not dye as such, it's actually turmeric. That's giving it the colour. People think it's a dye. Again, we want some cubes of our smoked haddock in our dish. Now the only thing is, by using smoked haddock which has been stained with turmeric, it will leave the pie a yellow colour inside. Our salmon, again, we want some chunks. And I've got these beautiful, beautiful prawns or shrimp that I've actually taken the shells off and I've deveined. Just a nice little stir through. We don't want anything burning on the bottom. We're infusing the milk with the onion and the cloves. It smells wonderful. Okay, once you've had it boiling away there for a little while, we need to drain that onion out of there. We don't want the onion in there now, it's done its job. Okay, if there's any left swimming around in the bottom, so be it. Right, now what we're going to do is use the same milk to poach the fish. And that's going to put the fish flavour in there as well. So in we go with our fish. We go with our salmon and our haddock. On with the flame, and we're going to poach this only for about 5 minutes tops. It doesn't take long to poach fish. And you can see the milk has already turned a little bit yellow with the turmeric from the haddock. Not to worry. So we don't have to cook like crazy. We only have to give it a little couple of minutes in there. And that's going to infuse that onion clove mixture in there, that milk with that fish flavour. It just saves on using fish stock. It's still got all that flavour in there. Okay, when it's had a couple of minutes, we go in there with our shrimp. Another 2 minutes only. No more than that. We do not want to overcook the shrimp. Now we have to get all that fish out of there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on a flat tray so you can actually see it all. So there we have it, a pretty fantastic selection of fish, of shrimp, of salmon. That is ready for our fish pie. That is luxurious. That is absolutely superb. Okay, we'll just move this to one side just a second. Now potatoes we're going to mash, and we want to be going in there with some butter. We need butter in there on our mashed potatoes. This is a fantastic luxury pie. It's all flavour. So I've got about, oh, that much. Probably about 1.5 tablespoons of butter there. We are going in with some of that fish sauce too. That is going to put an underlying flavour in the top of our mashed potatoes. And then we're just going to give it a mashing. I'm going to go in there with a little bit more of that juice. Might as well put the flavour in our mash. Little taste test on the mashed potato. Tiny amount of salt. That's our mashed potato just put to one side. It's going to go on the top of our fish pie. Okay, next job for us. We're going to use the same pan, but we don't want all that milk in there at the moment. We're going to put it in this bowl. In that same pan, butter. About that much. About 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons tops. Now it's a straightforward bechamel in here. We've got that butter in there bubbling away, and we want to go in with a couple of tablespoons of flour. Nice little stir around. And then we want to start feeding our milk in there. Whisk it in. We're already getting a thick sauce. In we go, more milk. Now if you use a whisk, it's going to be lump free. A bit more of that milk. Now we're going to probably use all of this milk. Not a worry, you know, we're going to get it all in there. Like that. Nice and gently. And we want to be going in there with a good heaped teaspoon of English mustard. You know, many people use Dijon mustard, but to me, Dijon mustard is out of place. It's a sour mustard, whereas English mustard carries a bit of heat, a bit more robust flavour, which fits really well with this type of pie. We do not want to be taking this too thick. If it goes too thick, you put in more milk and thin it down. And we are turning it into a cheesy fish sauce. This is some freshly grated cheddar this morning. In it goes. Optional, you don't have to if you don't want. But you know, it adds a fantastic depth of flavour in there with the mustard. Check for seasoning. Oh, that's a fantastic sauce. Little bit of pepper in there. Oh, that is truly delicious. What a cracking sauce. Let it cool a little minute and we'll assemble our pie. Now, most people use parsley in their fish pie. I'm using tarragon. Now, tarragon is like the Pernod of herbs, if you like. It's like a Pernod. And why I mean by that, I don't mean it's alcoholic. It has an aniseedy type flavour. It works fantastic with fish dishes. Just give it a little mincing over. This has to go in our pie. Now I'm using the high sapiente air fryer today, and I'm going to bob that on for 180 degrees. I'm going to do 170 degrees. On it goes. So all our fish and shrimp and everything is going in there. I'll try and distribute it as best you can. Tarragon, half in now on there. And then we're going to put some more in when we put the sauce in. Frozen peas. Now all this sort of stuff is optional. Whether you want it in or not, leave it out. We need to be quartering those eggs or half, entirely up to you. Just look at those. Perfect. That looks absolutely superb. We want to be going in there with our sauce. That fantastic sauce. Oh, it looks sensational. Give it a chance to soak all the way down to the bottom. A little bit of that tarragon in there. So let's get our mashed potato over the top of there. Get it daubed on. And you can make it as fancy as you want on top of this pie. That's up to you. I'm more interested in a crispy top actually. Now I'm not, like I say, I'm not a one for worrying about fancy patterns and things like that on anything. You know, we don't have to have any fancy patterns on here. What we're trying to do is just put a nice crispiness on the top of our fish pie. We want a little bit of cheese in between those crusty gnarly bits on there. That is just going to elevate this so much and finish it off. That's it. That is our fish pie in the oven. About 25 minutes. Okay, that's good enough. We don't have to leave it any longer than that. It's cooked out inside. Let's have that out of there. Just look at that. That is British fish pie made. That is incredible. Now we've got to let it settle down. Probably give it about 5-10 minutes, no more than that. It's red hot inside there, and then we're going to serve some. We got to get into this. It looks absolutely stunning. It really does look high quality. We've got a nice crust on there, look, with all the cheese melted in and gnarly in there. We are going to have to take that layer of mashed potato off there to get into our filling, and we are coming in there for that. I would say that that is a cracking amount on there, and we got to do that. Oh, are you kidding me? Now look at that. That is British fish pie made right there. Oh, let's get dug in. Look at that. Just look at that. British fish pie made. Fantastic fish. Oh. Lovely, creamy, mustardy sauce with that tarragon in there. And the smokiness from the haddock. It is amazing. We got a nice crispy top on there, look. Look at that. Oh, that is really superb. Look at it all. You got the egg in there. You got the peas. The sauce is fantastic. Well, there you are. That's British fish pie made. Now, if you like what we're doing, don't forget, like and subscribe. Subscribing costs nothing, helps the channel. So hit that subscribe button. After you've hit the subscribe button, hop along, hit the bell button for notifications every time we upload something as tasty as this. If you like what we're doing, we'll catch you in the next video.